invasion of tourists in Germany and a far more serious invasion of troops in the Mideast. Good evening, I'm Rick Jackson.
And I'm Karen Church. Welcome to News 36 at 6. The eyes of the world, of course, are on the tiny nation of Kuwait this Thursday evening after Iraqi troops swept east across their border, taking control of the government. We'll be hearing more from North Carolina legislators in just a few moments in Washington, particularly as to how this attack on an oil-producing nation could affect us here at home when we fill up our tank with gasoline. But first, a different travel story, also of great importance to Charlotte, Lufthansa's first flight from the Queen City to Frankfurt.
Right, you saw it take off last night on News 36 Nightcast. The plane touched down today with city delegates on board. Tom Miller was there. He joins us now live from Frankfurt via satellite with more on today's inaugural flight. Evening, Tom.
Good evening, Rick and Karen. You know, as Charlotte and Lufthansa officials began working to establish 3 international flights per week, the ultimate goal has always been daily service. And as the inaugural flight touched down here in Frankfurt today, there were indications that that additional service may come sooner than expected. The inaugural flight arrived over Frankfurt on time, but touched down 20 minutes late. Frankfurt's airport, the largest on the European continent, is already overcrowded, and the big jet was held in the air until a gate was available. But the delegates were unruffled by the delay and praised Lufthansa as they received a champagne welcome. Meet your expectations then?
Oh yes, very much. We highly recommend it to anyone. It's a great, great service.
The flight was full, and other travelers like Barbara Henderson of Gastonia had no complaints.
I enjoyed it very much. Slept most of the time.
Mayor Sue Myrick and the Carolinas delegation were officially welcomed by Lufthansa, and that welcome included good news about the air link between Charlotte and Frankfurt.
We will enlarge it. We will have daily flights within the next 2 years at least, and so we will go ahead with our friendship. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Welcome again here in Germany.
Thank you. We have enjoyed it so far. It's been wonderful.
Wendlick says that when those daily flights begin, they will be exclusive Charlotte to Frankfurt runs, not coupled with Houston service.
I think it's extraordinary and visionary and would be wonderful. And I hope he's right that in several years we can have daily flights, because I think it even further would expand the markets.
Charlotte officials are to get a tour of Frankfurt, including a look at the light rail transportation system here. Mayor Myrick is hopeful she'll gain knowledge that will help her campaign for light rail in the Charlotte area.
We saw photographs of it on the plane, and it really is fantastic. It's very modern, very sleek, and so we hope to be spending some time doing that and learning what we can about it.
The formal reception today for the delegation took place at the Romer, Frankfurt's ancient city hall.
Did you have information about it?
Okay, with me now is City Councilman Richard Vinroot from Charlotte, of course. Thank you for staying up late with us. It is midnight here, a little jet lag probably. I'd like to ask you, there's been a lot of high-level discussions about the economic impact and so forth, but for the average Charlottean who may never take this Charlotte to Frankfurt flight on Lufthansa, what does it mean to them? Why should they care?
Well, they ought to care because it means business, and business means jobs and German investment in factories in the Carolinas, and it means the sales of American goods in Germany and easy access to the German and therefore the European market, because after all, Frankfurt is the marketing capital of Europe. So we've got a direct route to that market now out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
You've only been here a few hours, but as a city councilman, what do you hope to see here, or what might you see that you could take back to the city council?
Well, you can't tell in 12 hours, 15 hours enough to know all about a city, but what I can tell you is that it's a clean city, a modern city. They have great respect for land. They have parks. They have light rail. They have trolleys. They have subways. It's maybe the most modern city in all of Europe from what I have seen, and we can learn a lot from a city of 600,000 people who do all the things that I think we would one day hope to do in Charlotte.
All right. Thank you very much
for
joining us.
Glad to be with you, Tom.
He's stayed up quite late with us. That's our story from here. Tomorrow, Richard Vinroot and the other Charlotte delegation will be taking a tour of the massive Lufthansa facilities at Franklin Mine Airport, and we will, of course, have complete coverage of that tour. Karen, Rick?
It's been very interesting so far. Thank you very much, Tom.
Get some sleep.